Welcome to the Imperial War Museum at Duxford in Cambridge. We at Ecological Building Systems are currently working with Parker Ray Construction, the museum, Archetype Architects and George Cook & Sons, the installers, on thermally upgrading an office artefact outbuilding. So this building is a solid brick construction and they've been insulating internally with our cork-lined thermoplaster, diathanite Thermactive. And then Calcitherm Climate Board is going to be applied over the top and then with a finished Calcitherm skim. If you look at some of these horizontal areas, this is where they actually had an existing dado rail, and the conservation officer wanted to preserve that dado rail so we can't spray the diathanite directly onto it. So what happened is they made some battens and then covered over with a woodwall board and insulated behind with fibrous insulation. And then the Calcitherm is going to cover the whole surface. These vertical boards that you see here, this is our Bosig Phonotherm. It's a thermal break board that's made from upcycled PUR, polyurethane, from recycled material. It has very, very high compressive strength. And they're actually using it here as a patras for radiators. So in other words, instead of having to fix all the way through the diathanite and Calcitherm back into the brick, they're going to fix into these thermal rigid Bosig Phonotherm boards. So what we're going to do now is go upstairs and show you the application and the finish when they put the Calcitherm Climate Board on the top. Once the diathanite Thermactive has been installed and allowed to dry, then you can apply the calcium silicate board onto the surface. This is called Calcitherm Climate Board. It's Eurofire Class A1 rated, non-combustible. It's also very breathable, moisture vapor diffusion open, and it's also got a high degree of water capillarity. The boards are actually bonded onto the surface of the diathanite using a Calcitherm special adhesive. It's like a tiling process. And you can see this is a very neat job where you've got nice staggered joints and nice symmetry. You can also see here, this is where they've started applying the Calcitherm Luno finish. So it's a skim coat of the finish, and they've embedded in a mesh, and then they're then going to put the final skim on afterwards. Okay, and this is the final result after the Calcitherm board has been applied and skim finished. It's actually not yet been painted, but you wouldn't think so because it looks beautiful and smooth and clean and white. And you've got a beautiful, now well-insulated, breathable, water capillary active, and also non-combustible Eurofire Class A1 insulated wall.